Hello, my dear students. How are you? I hope that you're enjoying this lovely week. We are already starting the number 6. And let me tell you that we are going to check this. This is a short video of summary that I like to share with you. I hope that the sound works perfectly. And let me check because there is a mistake. Okay, I'm going to continue this recording, and if there is another problem, I'm going to start over one more time. Okay, the content for this time, we are going to see the concept and the importance of the ethics. Number 2, ethical conflicts. Number 3, principle of honesty. And number 4, copyright principle. The learning expected is to review the knowledge already reviewed in the units number from 1 to 5. And let's start with this. Okay, I hope this is already working correct. But okay, according to ethics, for you, what is the definition of ethics? You know, nowadays it's important to be a good English teacher for you in your case, or a good language translator, or any kind of person, because we are developing an activity. It doesn't matter if this is a job profession or something like that. It matters about to be a good person. We are already in a world that the lack of the values is highlighting the kind of society we have. So, as a teacher or as a language translator, you have a lot of responsibility to carry with the ethics. You know, the first of thing, the first of all is the teaching with the example. And ethics is integrated by the moral, the honesty, the right, the fairness, the responsibilities, the conscience, the choice of making a good decision, to be an honorable person, and also the values that you already have. But this is related not because you are um, running a specific job position. It is because you want to be the difference that the world requires. As a language translator or as a teacher, what do you think that the responsibility is the main of all? Can you please share your comments in the chat below, please? I like to reading what you think about being a good example of honesty. In the last, we saw that the morality is connected with the values and also with the axiology. The definition for axiology means something that is related to the person, the way that you have to behave against other people. So, if you think all of these topics, all of them are linked. Now, we are going to discuss the ethical conflict. For a teacher, it's very important to be impartial. You know, if you are grading a student, you must be sure that all your students have the same opportunities to deliver an activity. Imagine that if you have reviewed an activity with a due date that has finished, but one of them asks you for another opportunity, but if you don't take into account the rest of the group, only one person because is a good student and maybe he had a problem. But if you do this little conduct, guess what? Yes, you are not being partial. Okay, so you need to be the same for the rest of your students because you are the example. Okay, if you have, if you want to give the opportunity to one, you have to do the same for all the rest of the group. Also, there are certain topics that you can discuss in front of your group, like religion, sex, or parties, political parties. So there are certain discussions that you can have with your students. Besides the personal information that you can share with anyone, also the pictures that you can take, the photos with your students. You need to be very careful when you upload a photo on your Facebook or a social net. Please don't show the student faces because it can have a legal problem for you. This is one example. Another example is when you are in English or a language translator, uh, is the copyright. Try to give all the references according to the person that did the previous job because your work is to translate. Okay, so you are in charge of several information, so give the reference to the person, to the main person, to the author. Okay, you need to be very respectful to the copyright. And also you maybe can have access to personal information or that information, so that is very, very, very important to be the professional secret, um, you know the main example. Okay, as a person that you are developing a special job, you need to be the difference to the rest of the other employees. So according to the principle of honesty, as I told you at the beginning of the video, you need to be the difference because imagine that you are a company and the responsibility of that company is to hire good employees that can take into account the values and the codes of that company because that's going to be the success. That means a good salary for you or better economic um, recognition or something like that. Okay, but first of all it's because you are a good person. Okay, so please, whatever you do, whatever you are, please be honest, be the difference that the world requires. And what do you think about the copyright principle? When you are texting something or doing a research or translate something, it is important to give the reference to the first person, to the author, the main author. Okay, and there, for example, in this week, you are going to see what is APA format. The APA format, this is the seventh edition because this is in constant movement and changes. So you have to review the material of unit number 6. Okay. Well, guys, that's all for my part. Thank you for seeing me. And if you have any question, any comment, please let me know on the platform. Goodbye and take care.